Welcome to the LHA Student News, the student news made for students, brought to you by students. I am Doug Douglas, and today we have a very special report for you. We are heading straight to the Middle East, into one of the strongest cities in Africa, the capital of Egypt, Cairo, where they are suffering a severe energy crisis.
The most recent population count of Cairo concluded that there are around 9 million people. Cairo is not only the largest city in Egypt, but also the largest and most populated city in Africa and in the entire Arab world. The population density of Cairo is about 45,000 people per square mile. The current population of Egypt is approximately 83 million and makes up about 1.15% of the world's total population. The industrialization has been mainly textiles, cotton, and food processing. The service sector is the main source of employment for the population of Cairo. Another large part of the economy is tourism and everything that's associated with it. The city has been transformed by urbanization, which has increased the population by more than 6 times in the last 60 years, while the in-migration has been one of the most major factors for this urban expansion, but many studies have shown that this is no more the case. The capital's growth is now mainly because of natural population increase. The strong oil industry calls for many jobs, which is also a reason for the population influx.
Since 1984, Egypt's minimum wage has been stuck at a low 35 Egyptian pounds, which is $6.50 in American money, per month. Wages are low even for government employees and public sector workers, whose salaries are usually around 289 Egyptian pounds, which is 53 American dollars per month. It has been proven that, even including all raises and bonuses, these salaries are too low to meet basic human needs. Many Egyptian families actually live below the poverty line, making $2 per day or less. The most spoken language in Cairo is Arabic, with Egyptian dialect, but a part of the educated population can also speak English, French, and Italian. The life expectancy of a male is between 60 and 65 years old, while that of a female is 63 to 68 years old. The birth rate is estimated to be about 30.6 births per 1,000 people, while the death rate is about 7.3 deaths per 1,000 people.
Energy is one of the biggest problems in Cairo. The price increases on imports and the shortages of supply are big problems. The issue is not the inability of power plants, but the country's inability to import the necessary raw materials to generate power. They cannot afford to import more fuels to satisfy the growing demand of power. Since they do not have their own means of gathering resources, they can only rely on importing expensive resources, which damages their economy. Cairo was once a net exporter of gas and oils, and they could dictate their prices for home consumption. But this situation has changed. Cairo has run out of fuel to export and they will soon run out of oil for their own consumption. Now they must import fuels and they are no longer able to control prices and are taken advantage by other suppliers. There are regular occurrences of blackouts in Cairo and other regions. This is due to the shortage of electricity. Industries are operating at 60% the normal capacities, which adds to the unemployment rate. The blackouts cause major chaos in Cairo. They cause metro lines to halt and communication infrastructures to be out of action. It can also prevent productive work and make living conditions grimmer.
Now, the problem here is due to a lack of resources. This country needs alternate forms of energy, and so the best solution would be to look for renewable sources of energy. Cairo is known to receive extremely large amounts of sunlight and wind, meaning that both solar energy and wind energy are great answers. They can make use of concentrating solar power, a recent optimization of solar energy that allows for the light's energy to be captured more efficiently, such as to follow Spain's example. This solution is quite ironic, as Cairo was the first place on Earth to have hosted a solar power plant in 1913. It ran only for 1 year because the First World War intervened and solar energy was abandoned, and oil was thought as a main and best source of energy. Though these subsides function well, many leaders of Egypt also want to enlighten their population about their consumptions in hopes to decrease their demands.
Another area in the world that suffers from an energy crisis is Tajikistan.
The demands of energy from the population are much higher than what their industries can create. In the winter, many families experience frequent power outages due to insufficient electricity. The government has invested $250 million to create Rogan hydroelectric dams on the Vakish River. This would set them on a path with renewable energy, notably the world's 10th most efficient hydroelectric power station.
Though an effective solution in Dushanbe,
Cairo has not set up any hydroelectric dams and would be better off harvesting solar and wind energy. They are fairly downstream on the Nile River, and they wouldn't want to interfere with their high demands in water, so the much more prosperous solar energy and wind energy is the best way to go.
will Cairo's solar energy ever see the light? Maybe the government just doesn't care about the population. Maybe they're just in the Nile. This has been the LHA Student News. Have a fantastic day.